y'all.
Happy late Labor Day, everybody. And also, happy 100 episodes of The Fire Escape.
100. We're officially centurions.
Yeah. Wait, centurions?
No, that's the word.
Centurions.
Centurions.
Yes. Hello to everybody watching on YouTube or Facebook or wherever. Howell's also pointing at the camera.
It's happening.
We are recording video.
Yes, we are.
We're breaking into new
We're
spaces.
officially a mixed media company.
Yes.
That is what's happening. And you are getting to watch it for the very first time.
Hal, what do you have to say with your beautiful face?
I have to say happy birthday to us.
Yes.
100 years young.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
In podcast years, we are 100.
It's good to be able to celebrate a centenary because, there's, odds on chances we probably won't get to experience such a thing in our actual lives. I don't want to be a downer. Maybe we will all live to 100, and certainly with advancing medical capabilities, maybe I'm in the wrong in that assertion. But,
it's possible,
Possible, but it's good to be able to at least celebrate some form of centenary in our life, before we're actually 100.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, that was depressing. Hal was just like, and we all will die. That's the thing to know about 100.
That's right.
But now we're 100. Before we are eternal. That's what I'm saying.
We're eligible for syndication now.
Yeah, we are.
So you can see us on. This podcast is going to start playing in audio form only on like UPN.
We're also eligible
UPN's
for having
still
very
around.
cool helmets in battle.
Wait, what does that mean?
Centurions.
Oh, no, but I don't think that's how that works.
It is.
Okay.
I looked into it.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
You looked into it?
Yes.
That's nice to know.
I did.
That's good to know. I'm glad you looked
did.
into it. As everybody knows, this episode will be 100 minutes long.
Yes. Exactly.
Everything's the
100
theme
minutes.
of 100 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to go over a few notable people and things that turn 100 this year, as well as us.
Well, what's most notable is things that are turning 100 that are notably less notable than us turning 100.
Yes, remarkably unremarkable, notably less notable.
Yes.
Accurate of somewhere.
Yes, exactly.
Sub-basic
Yep.
things. Grand Canyon National Park turning 100 this
Sub-basic.
year. Sub-basic. It's fine. The canyon itself is cool. The national park.
Yeah. I
Take
was
it.
going to say the national park is turning 100.
Yes.
Yeah. Not the Kings.
It's
That
hard to
we
say.
know of.
That we know of. It might be just turning
Big
now
Big
turning
Canyon
100.
has been telling lies for a long time.
That is true. Golden Retrievers.
Yep, they're fine.
Sorry, Ritter. Ritter's not even fully a golden retriever, but
True.
Yeah. Happy
No, what is he?
happy birthday. He's a golden retriever mixed with something. You know what? For a video podcast, we really messed up not having Ritter up here.
That's a fact.
But we kept getting complaints about his little jingle jangle.
I know.
And
It's a bunch of dog
I
haters
like
out
the
there.
jingle jangle.
Yeah.
The pop-up toaster.
Oh, ooh. Nice, but not great.
Yeah, not great. The 18th Amendment, definitely not great. That is for all you non-U.S. listeners, and probably for a lot of U.S. listeners, because I didn't remember it. It's
Same.
a thing, but that's the amendment for prohibition.
Yeah.
The 19th Amendment,
Yeah.
that's the women's suffrage amendment.
Yep. Don't need it.
Yeah, who needs it? Hilton hotels. British Airways.
Oh, good God.
Oh.
Oof.
I stayed in an incredibly weird Hilton hotel this past weekend for my mum's 75th birthday.
Oh,
Did you?
see? Not as good as a
I was
fire
gonna
escape
say-
hotel.
If only
was
she was
just really
turning
one of
100,
those
then
weird-
that would be newsworthy.
Those incredibly vivid and strange, sort of, it just felt like almost like a Black Mirror episode, like a sort of mild Black Mirror episode. It was in this like converted, a bit like, how the Tutwiler in Birmingham is like this beautiful old Art Deco building, but then they've just somehow managed to
Make it a
Turn it-
Hampton Inn.
turn it into some very generic, bland place.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like, it looks like, this looks like a really cool old school hotel on the outside, and then you go inside and you're like, it's a Hampton Inn.
This says, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Hampton Inn, and like everything is served in paper cups.
Yes.
It's a strange thing to do, but
It's good for the environment, don't get me wrong. But
precisely
it's
while they're on our list of sub-basic things that turned 100.
yeah.
Felix the cat.
Huh. Unimportant.
The world's first cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Cartoon character, I guess. Not. There's obviously political cartoons and stuff, but like
True.
a recurring cartoon character.
Yeah.
Felix the Cat. Notable people: Liberace, J.D. Salinger, Sir Edmund Hillary,
Communist.
Jackie Robinson.
Yep. Communist.
Yep. All things that the car company Bentley.
English, so
Yeah.
communist.
The Treaty of Versailles.
Don't even get me
That
started.
means World War I is 100 years old now. Think
That's
about
right.
that. Irish independence.
Yeah, that's
The death of Teddy Roosevelt.
We're chiming with the most significant events of history. I think what we're saying is that we're somehow almost. It's like there must be some sort of fire escape star sign that has yet to be discovered, which is, resonating across all these possible times and dimensions.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, I think it represents our self-determined energy. I looked into the numerology of 100.
right.
And the numerology of 100 represents energy that's self-determined, independent, and has infinite potential. That sounds a lot like what we have
if
going
there's
on.
any descriptor of our show, that's it.
100 can be seen as a practically unlimited number one.
That, by definition, is untrue on account of it is 100
I
ones.
feel like we are unlimited number one. We're like number one unlimited.
But 100 ones
Which
is a
sounds
very
like a
limited
Chinese restaurant, like unlimited number one Chinese restaurant.
True.
Think about it. It's highly self-sufficient.
Oh, that's just we know that.
It's
It
attuned.
does feel a bit like an endless number one. I'm going to back that up. There's something about, even though it literally isn't, there is a feeling about 100, isn't it? That it is sort of like, almost like it is the ultimate number.
Yes.
I mean, I'm fine with it being the ultimate number, but it can't be an unlimited amount of ones because it's just, frankly, 100 of them.
What I'm saying is, like, there's a
Pete,
curious...
are you an expert numerologist?
Yeah, you
No,
didn't know that
you're
about
not.
me. Well,
Yeah,
numerology
Pete
is communist.
He is obviously speaking the banal truth of reality, but I'm talking about the imaginative truth. The feeling of 100 is somehow enormous, inconsequential, and almost endless. I think,
Thank
isn't
you,
it?
Al.
Listen,
some-
Go off,
in-
King.
I would say that 100 it feels like more than 200, even though it literally is not.
I agree.
Thanks for weighing in, Europe.
I agree. Think about it this way. It's like a 100 is like a bowling number. You know what I mean? Like 300 is like the perfect game. You know what I mean? If you bowl, you can't bowl more than a 300. A 100 is a perfect score.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
It's because a 300 is a perfect score in bowling.
Why do we say if something's 100%, it's full?
Yeah, that's true.
We don't have 200%.
But you know how you do better than 100%?
Actually, we do have. But do what?
110%. That's a reason.
That's right. That is true.
It's just it's a curious thing, isn't it? How like certain numbers can have this sort of, I don't know what it is. Like exactly, it must be something to do with the percentage thing that somehow 100% kind of indicates totality, but yet we can have more than 100. So
See,
it's
I'm fine.
There's just some sort of like interest. There's something going on there. I don't know what it is.
If the commie numerologists would have said 100 was the number of completion, then sure, that makes sense. But it's not. They said, what'd they say?
It's
unlimited, number one.
No, it didn't say
practically unlimited.
It's practically unlimited,
That-
which is different than saying unlimited. It's practically unlimited, and it's self-determined and independent and has infinite potential. Think about that.
Is horse hockey.
No, think about this. So, if you have unlimited potential, you're thinking, individual potential, that's 100% you. You know what I mean? You can't be 120% you.
Yes,
The only
you
way
can.
you can get to the 20% is finding
If you're playing sports, you got to put 110%.
That's because you have a team.
Yeah, well, that's
You got
then
the team to make up all the other 10%.
No,
It's
every
one-on-one.
teammate has to put 110%.
No, man. No. But they're drawing power from their teammates.
Well, listen.
Think about that. Just listen to this. It's highly self-sufficient. It's attuned to and effective at exploring new ideas and new avenues and approaches to existing ideas. That already sounds like what we do. Think about that.
Yeah,
And
I'm
it
with
feels
that.
comfortable being alone, doing what it prefers to do for its own reasons.
I don't even know what that
also
means.
That also sounds like the fire escape.
How does a number feel comfortable?
I think the fire... we started the fire escape in I'd have to look at the time. We need to figure out what the horoscope sign is for the podcast.
We really don't.
How you just take a guess at what it is, and I'm going to look it up.
I just have no idea, man. I don't know.
When did we start it?
I think October.
October of 2017?
Yes.
October of 2017.
I don't think it really.
It's the
Anybody
sign
who's
of the
watching this, anybody who's watching this on video, just saw how bad I am at typing because I was just, I was hunting and pecking with my middle finger, which doesn't make any sense.
Well, at least that's better.
As everyone listening will now be able
Libra.
to see on the video, that C-Bob's he's quite a tall, muscular, powerful human. He has big hands, big fingers, and a lot of keyboards, I think, are not up to
That's
the
true.
size of your digits, C-Bob.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so give yourself a break, is what I'm saying.
The fire escape is a Libra. Just want you to know
Dude.
that it's obsessed with symmetry and strives to create equilibrium in all areas of life.
I think that's true.
Yeah, think about it.
All right, keep going. What else we got?
We're these air signs. We're air signs. Air
What,
signs.
what does that mean?
I think it's like air quotes.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm with that.
We're ruled by Venus, the planet that governs love, beauty, and money.
Well, I know that right.
You hear
Still
that?
wealthy.
Still wealthy. Still wealthy. Oh man, why don't we have that as a?
Dude, we
as a
need
drop?
that as a drop.
And Libras adore high art, intellectualism, and connoisseurship.
Well,
Think about that.
listen. I think astrology is for the devil, but they got us right on that one.
Yep,
I know that much.
that is an absolute fact.
Not today, Satan. We're not taking your astral signs.
How? Before we get into other things that are 100, I feel like the UK is about 100.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
with Irish independence being 100 years ago, in its current state, the UK is about 100.
Well, if we're going to row back into whether we're talking about 100 years or 100%, at the moment, I'd say the UK is acting out that it's existing at about 15%.
Wow. That's a low number.
But in terms of the age of the country, if Irish independence was nearly 100 years ago, so yeah, you could probably say that the state of the current union is maybe 100 years old, which is interesting because, the UK is kind of falling apart at the moment, so maybe it's a good time for it to fall apart. It reaches 100 and then there's a rebirth is necessary.
Yeah, or
true.
we will be the rebirth.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up the numerology of the number 15 because you said 15%.
I was thinking that same thing.
It's number 1 and number 5 related. Number 1 is the ambitious, self-confident leader. Wow. Boris Johnson? Much?
I'm sorry. It's number 1 and number 5 relate. Yes, that is what a 15 is.
The number 5 in numerology connects with Mercury, the planet of finance and business. Think about that. I always been saying that about Mercury, but that they are the planet of finance and business.
If I know anything about Mercury,
We were talking about this. How have you noticed an uptick in people talking about the horoscopes and stuff this year?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't say it's an uptick. I hear people talking about that stuff all the time.
It feels like an uptick to me, at least on maybe it's because you're not as on the social medias, but it's a very popular thing on the social,
you mean like
the social
Mercury being
medias.
in retrograde or whatnot? Or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Mercury
That's-
being in Gatorade.
I've heard that. I've heard that for years, man. It's just
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
I'll
I
tell
had
you
a friend
what.
of mine who works as a psychiatrist, and he was telling me that moon cycles are considered in some parts of the that profession. He said that they mark that on a hospital calendar. Full moon is marked on a psychiatric hospital calendar. He told me. It's very interesting.
what? Because they think people will act crazy or something.
Well, that's what the word lunacy comes from. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lunacy.
Lunatics.
Lunatic.
Moon madness. Yeah.
I gotta just say, things like numerology, astrology, astronomy,
Astronomy is one of the many tools of the devil.
geology, archaeology. It's all hooey.
All hooey. You heard it
It
here
just
first,
is.
guys.
It's gonna make the internet unhappy. But
I think that this. So this website is called.
Numerology originates, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I think, well, not I wouldn't say it originates, but it has a lot of it is springs up from ancient Judaistic mystic texts, which is as known as the Kabbalah. And I don't mean the sort of modern culty bullshit that Madonna has promoted, but I mean like the really ancient sort of the really old sort of Judaistic texts are sort of running alongside the Torah. There's a whole raft of thought about that, but the essence of it is about numbers and letters having an interchangeable meaning and symbolism, and that each number in itself is something that has a sort of sacred or spiritual power that can be tapped into.
I'm going to say that you're correct because I have no knowledge that you are incorrect. So I'm just listening and soaking it up.
Yeah, so it's like there's something about that which is why it's like you can't say the name of God, and that Yahweh, which is obviously the old Hebrew name for the big man upstairs, is actually like an accumulation of a certain number pattern, I think. I'm sure anyone who actually knows about the Kabbalah is probably getting this wildly wrong, but there's something about that. There's this sort of, it's a sort of an essentialism argument that there's sort of somewhat fundamental like structure to both. There is an intersection between mathematics and the symbols of language and numbers in a sort of core level that can be like meditated upon in a funny sort of way, to access certain sacred or spiritual truths. It's quite an intriguing idea.
That's all I got to say. Look.
You're going to look dumb when... Okay, I want to read this article because I feel like it was written by artificial intelligence. Like, I think that someone just plugged in words. Kind of like how we were doing a little brand strategy yesterday. And Peter started plugging in, like, random words that, like, we talked about. Like, keywords for thinking about, the way we title our episodes. And it was just putting out all of this, like... 10 ways to get rich being better than things that are 100 or something like that. Like all these, artificially generated things. Listen to this. This website is called spiritualunite.com.
Yep.
So I read that in numerology, number 1 and number 5, number 15 is number 1 and number 5 related, blah, blah, blah. The number 5 in numerology connects with Mercury, the planet of finance and business. I already read that part.
True.
Adding the numbers up equals to 6. That's correct.
Yes.
The number 6 is, so now we're going off of 15. The number 6 is a romantic number connecting with the planet Venus. So it's Mercury and Venus, which impacts love and relationship. Planet, isn't it? No, I think is it?
I think that's Planet Firescape.
Yeah. Oh, see? It's all connecting, man. We're seeing all these patterns here.
You're right.
You're making fun of it, but we're seeing patterns, which impacts love and relationship with the opposite sex. Think about that. The number 6 has a very magnetic personality, which attracts the opposite sex like a flame. Howell, do you think that since this all came up from the UK being at 15%, do you think that there's a lot of sexual attraction in the UK right now?
Yeah, I think there is. There's a huge amount of like wild psychic libido unleashed around the land at the moment, and I think it's really, sort of swinging between two places. It's like the old expression, a relationship founded on both fighting and fucking, and it's one or the two. There's no middle ground. That's what the UK is like at the moment. I can definitely confirm that here in Des Moines, Wales, in the peace and quiet.
So what you're saying is...
I'm having to hide away from it, is what I'm saying. It's so wild and so unleashed out there that it's why I'm still to be found here reclining.
So you're saying proven numerology right, and Pete's an idiot who doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, if the answer to this question is yes, then I will admit defeat in my disdain for numerology. How would you say that all of the issues plaguing Great Britain right now can just be boiled down to Boris Johnson wanting to shag foreigners?
Yeah, I wouldn't say foreigners. I mean, given the nature of the nature of Boris Johnson's, I think, you might say, passionate appetites, which can be found in the public record. I think it's probably fair to say that he does have a girlfriend at the moment, although his previous marital fidelity, I don't think stands his reputation in particularly great stead. So I'm maybe not being entirely unfair to say that he might not be uninterested in, shagging whoever comes his way. But he's pretty busy at the moment, Boris Johnson.
With shagging?
No, probably.
Yeah.
You never know. But he's pretty well. He's really busy with absolutely fucking over the UK Constitution. So he's shagging.
He's shagging the Constitution.
He's shagging the UK Constitution at the moment, and he probably thinks he's doing it really sweetly and nicely. But I think the Constitution thinks he's hasn't asked for consent.
Yeah.
And will probably, report him to the. I think the Constitution has in fact reported him to the authorities, but the question is whether the authorities are listening at the moment. I don't know. The authorities, I think, are on Boris Johnson's side. Shagging them. That's a really incredible metaphor. I feel like I've disappeared into a sort of metaphor black hole.
Well, I think
scrambling around in some sort of extraordinary sub-universe where all I can see now in my inner mind's eye is Boris Johnson fucking the Magna Carta, and I feel like I'm going to be in a state of sort of PTSD shock for the rest of my life. Just like, how can I get this image out of my head? Listeners, I'm sorry if you also are thinking about this right now.
I think what we're saying is, listeners, we have officially
commissioned you to draw a cartoon of that.
No, but we have fixed numerology. It's done. We worked it out.
Yeah. Oh, this was the sentence that I said. I think this was written by AI. The numerology 15 number is the leader, mercenary, business, individuals, and romantics.
What?
That's it.
Beep, beep, boop, boop.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. Moving on, we have another big 100-year story.
This is something that I found interesting. The Great Molasses Flood, also known as the Great Boston Molasses Flood, the Molasses Flood of Boston, and my favorite, the Boston Molassacre. In 1919, I'm going to read a little excerpt from a book called Dark Tide, The Great Boston Molasses Flood of 1919. Around noon on January 15th, 1919, a group of firefighters were playing cards in Boston's North End when they heard a tremendous crash. It was like roaring surf, one of them said later. Like a runaway two-horse team smashing through the fence, said another. A third firefighter jumped up from his chair to look out the window. "Oh, my God," he shouted to the other men. "Run." A 50-foot-tall steel tank filled with 2.3 million gallons of molasses had just collapsed on Boston's waterfront, disgorging its contents as a 15-foot-high wave of molasses that, at its outset, traveled at 35 miles an hour. It demolished wooden homes, even the brick fire station. The number of dead wasn't known for days. It would be years before a landmark court battle determined who was responsible for the disaster.
Wow, so sweet and so dead.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I think that I forgot to write down all of the casualties, but it was something like...
I think it was like 22 dead and 50 injured, or 150 injured, or something like that.
Yeah, like just the image of a 35-mile-an-hour, 15-foot wave of molasses.
Oh yeah,
is that's something,
dude. The fact that I've never used the word disgorging is upsetting to me.
I know
it's a good word.
It is a really, really good word.
It's great to disgorge things.
Yeah, I love. It's all the
24 million tons is how much that molasses weighed.
Yeah, I mean, if we were, all of the support I need for the fire escape is just that our 100th episode falls in the same year of the 100th anniversary of the Boston Massacre.
Here's the headline from the next day on the Boston Post. So this is January 16th, 1919. Huge molasses tank explodes in North End. 11 dead, 50 hurt.
11 dead.
Yeah. Well, that was the first day. I think they actually found out. They found more. Giant wave of gallons of 2 million gallons of molasses sweeps everything before it. 100 men, women, and children caught in sticky stream, buildings, vehicles, and else structure crushed. Search for more victims during the night. No escape from gigantic wave of fluid.
What a funny disaster.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's very sad that people died. Yeah, 21 people died and injured 150 people.
Yep.
And folks say that on a hot summer day in Boston's North End, you can still smell molasses.
So we need to turn the flashlight up at our face.
Yeah, molasses ghosts.
Yeah, the ghost of a sticky past.
Ooh, there were some children that
Well, yeah,
that kicked it.
that's. Well, I mean, look, if it's 1919, if you're a kid, you got a target on your back.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
1919, 10-year-olds. So that's like
Yeah.
30-year-olds in today's world.
I think I also read somewhere that, speaking of kids dying, that I think I was reading an article about what life was like 100 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was still very much during the time they had not made child labor laws yet. So I think a lot of these kids are probably, building shoes and, working at the molasses factory. Got soaked up by the wave.
That's really good. I just want to say one thing. So everybody knows that the Popeyes revolution happened over the past few weeks, and they are now out of chicken sandwiches across the country. Like, they're trying to figure out how to get. They just didn't source enough buns or something. I don't know. People went wild,
Dude.
in Houston over the night.
Mm-hmm.
A group of people with guns showed up to Popeyes to rob them, but they just demanded chicken sandwiches. Not like...
You've got it. You're kidding.
They didn't ask for the money in the register. Yeah. Houston police confirmed that a man pulled a gun on employees at a Popeyes restaurant because they'd run out of chicken sandwiches.
It's time for the asteroid. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. We're done.
Space Tic Tac 2020. I mean, that's kind of awesome. That's very Houston. If you think about it.
Rob somebody for the chicken sandwich.
Not really. They weren't really. I think they probably were fine
Was it a crime of passion?
Pay for it. You know what I mean? I don't think that they were trying to rob them. They were just like, I know you have the chicken sandwiches. I know you're lying that it's sold out. Give me a chicken sandwich.
I've got $5.67.
Yeah.
You better find me a chicken sandwich.
Yep.
Why didn't they just go to Chick-fil-A? That's what I would have done. That's right.
Yep.
Chick-fil-A.
Official sponsor of the fire escape. They're not.
Yeah.
They would never ever sponsor us.
Do they have Popeyes in the UK?
No, man.
No.
Does Cheeky Nando's have a
Nando's.
Does Nando's have a chicken sandwich?
Yeah, of course they do, man. Nando's is just is everything chicken. It's just like
Cheeky chicken.
Any chicken you want, mate. It's just cheeky. Just pop down the Nando's, get yourself any form of chicken. I mean, like, Nando's is pretty much the epitome of all things. I mean, I'm going to tell you now what Nando's has. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me.
I mean, they're really, really, what they're known for more than anything else is their peri-peri chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a sort of like classic, sort of, you'd probably say barbecue, but I don't know where peri-peri comes from. But, we're going to go for, what do you want to hear, the mains? You want the main courses, the chicken varieties, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, give us the varietals.
Here we go. Oh, they offer
Here we
recipes
go.
as well. You can get your Nando's recipes if you want.
Whoa.
Ooh, maybe we'll post that in the link below the show.
Like
on the show
to unseat Popeyes.
Yeah,
The Nando's.
Nando's.
You could do a little compare and contrast, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Cheeky.
You get like whole chickens, half chickens, quarter chickens, obviously. Then you get the wings.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get wing roulette.
What does that mean?
That's living dangerously. You get 10 wings randomly spiced in various of their famous peri-peri flavors. Live dangerously.
So some of them might be really hot.
Yeah, so then you get chicken thighs and chicken butterfly.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, is this all fried chicken or like grilled chicken?
Oh, good question, that. Flame grilled, I think. I think it's all flame grilled.
Interesting. Sounds European to me.
Yeah, man. So then you can get the sunset burger, which is chicken burgers, 2 chicken thighs with cheese and stuff, Then you get the butterfly burger, which is chicken breasts.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You get chicken in a pita bread.
Yep, sure.
You can get you can double chicken, get 2 chicken breasts with like sides and stuff. It's just like relentless chicken, essentially. You see what I'm getting at? Then there's like grilled chicken with a variety of different spices. Then for you vegetarians, there's like have a mushroom,
Big chick energy. I like it.
That's right.
Big chick energy, man. I mean, and you can get
Nando's.
some green things as well. Unlike when I was down the
Relentless
Green
chicken.
Acres in Birmingham, and I was like, "Can I have some greens?" and literally 50 people laughed at me. You know,
Yeah.
you can go to Nando's and ask for greens. No one's going to laugh at you. It's
Hey,
very
you can
inclusive.
get fried okra at Green Acres.
Yeah, you can.
Green
Yeah.
on the inside.
Yeah, green on the
It's
inside.
green where it
That's-
counts.
No, man, they didn't offer that day. But they were like, but you can have some deep fried peppers. You know, like it's like green peppers covered in batter. You know, it was tasty.
Oh, like jalapeno poppers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, pimento peppers stuffed with cheese.
Okay. Yeah. Same deal.
Yeah, man.
Man,
Sounds good to me.
Nando's. Relentless chicken. If
Relentless.
that's not their tagline, it ought to be.
Big chick energy.
Hi, welcome to Nando's. We're Relentless Chicken.
Hello, welcome to Nando's.
Welcome to Nando's. Sorry, breaking news.
Oh,
I don't know if it's breaking. I think it's actually
Don't
from
say that,
yesterday,
just say
but it's
it
okay.
is.
Breaking news.
breaking news.
There is a. Did you know that? I mean, I know Boris Johnson's doing a lot of stuff, but have you seen the photos of his new dog? Because he's adorable.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a 15-week-old little Jack Russell puppy rescue.
Oh, Jack Russell sucked.
No, what? Get out of here.
Sorry.
That's just dude. This dude's adorable. Come
not.
on now. The 10 Downing dog, number 10 dog.
Down is down is part of what that dog should be.
Wow.
Down.
Wow.
How old is it?
15 weeks old.
15 too many.
I'm just saying. Wow, man. That's
15,
intense.
1-5.
That's yeah.
Planet of finance and success.
See, he's a financier.
That's right.
He's a finance dog. How did you know about that? That Boris Johnson got a new dog?
I did see that. It was like one of those weird moments when, you know, the country is like literally burning to the ground, and then the political machine was like, let's just distract everybody with the pictures of a new dog. And you're like, give me a break.
A dog.
There's Downing Street always has a cat as well. There's like a famous cat. Can't remember his name. You often see him, like the news anchors. You know how like they'll be in the States, you see people standing in front of the White House.
Uh-huh.
You know, the UK equivalent of that is 10 Downing Street. Like journos get to stand in front of the door, the famous door, for the evening news with it in the background. And often you'll see them like talking to some political correspondent or whatnot, and then in the background you'll just see this little cat wandering past.
Is it always the same cat?
The Downing Street cat. Yeah, I forget his name. It's the Downing Street cat.
We don't have
He
that here,
exists.
I don't think.
It's true. It's a true thing.
Yeah. No, we don't. Well, our president doesn't have animals.
Yeah, because
It's called Larry. Larry's the cat. There you are.
Larry the cat.
He's literally known as Larry the cat, and he is known as Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office.
Chief Mouser.
He has an official title. And what I really enjoy is Wikipedia have given him his own page. It goes Larry, open brackets, cat. And then it goes, Larry is a cat that lives in 10 Downing Street and is Chief Mouser to the Cabinet Office. He is a brown and white tabby, believed to have been born in January 2007. By July 2016, when Theresa May became Prime Minister, he had developed a reputation of being violent in his interactions with other local mousers, especially the Foreign Office's much younger cat named Palmerston. Obviously named after Lord Palmerston, you know?
Oh, obviously.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. He's got a really long Wikipedia page, man. You know, there's headings like official duties, arrival at Downing Street, work as Chief Mouser. Work as Chief Mouser. Within a month of his arrival, anonymous sources described Larry as having a distinct lack of a killer instinct. Ooh, cold-blooded, man.
Wow.
Dang.
But he made his first known kill, a mouse, on the 22nd of April 2011. That year, it was revealed that he spends more time sleeping than hunting for mice and shares the company of a female cat, Maisie. Oh, look at that. Sneaky. Maisie.
Oh, cheeky.
Cheeky Nando.
Cheeky, relentless chicken. At one point in 2011, mice were so endemic in Downing Street that the Prime Minister resorted to throwing a fork at one during a cabinet dinner. Ooh.
Wow,
In
harsh.
2012, in August, Larry made his first public killing, dropping his prey on the lawn in front of number 10. There you are.
Wow.
He was almost fired from his position in 2012 when he repeatedly failed to react to a mouse spotted in David Cameron's study. His lack of killer instinct also earned him the nickname of Lazy Larry by the tabloid press.
Wow.
Ooh.
Harsh.
Yeah. Look at that, man.
I got to say, as much as I like to critique the Europes, I do love the English people's love of naming stuff.
Yes.
Giving things names like Chief Mouser makes me very happy.
Yeah.
Lazy
love
Larry.
it.
Lazy
I love
Larry
it.
has had relationships with other politicians. A nice photo of him with Obama. David Cameron, Prime Minister, said that Larry was a bit nervous around men, interestingly, speculating that since he was a rescue cat, this may be due to negative experience in his past. So, Larry is slightly traumatized by something, but mysterious. No one quite knows why. Difficult to get in his brain. But he said, however, Barack Obama seemed to be an apparent exception to this fear. Funnily enough, he liked Obama, said Cameron. Obama gave him a stroke, and he was all right with Obama. I mean, sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But the politician who reaches parts in cats other politicians do not reach.
True.
Yeah.
Barack and Larry.
He crosses the aisle from dog people to cat people. Think about that.
That's right. That is right. Man.
Anyway, I think we should all. I'm gonna cease. He's got a reputation for just photobombing relentlessly, which is, like I told you, just like wanders around in the background with.
Yeah.
See, that's so funny to me. Like, that's incredible. That's also a very British thing, just like having a cat in the background of something. Like, and no one paying attention to, like,
Yeah.
I feel like at the White House, you just wouldn't have a random animal walking around in the background. Like, they would figure out a way. They'd cordon that off. They'd
it'd have been
seal off
sniper rifled.
everything. They'd be like, no, the cat needs to be in this little room. Like, we're having a serious thing. And then, like, just imagining, like, David Cameron getting up and, like, trying to give some, like, important press conference or something like that with, like, a cat completely undercutting everything he has to say in the background is very funny to me.
I'm pleased.
I mean, there's even a bit of Latin being bandied around here. It talks about his feud with his new feline neighbor Palmerston, who moved into the Foreign Office in 2016. They said, although they were known for getting along occasionally from time to time, the two cats have fought on numerous occasions. But the leader of the House commented that he hoped that Palmerston and Larry would establish a modus vivendi.
Oh, he has a little tiny Union Jack bow tie. That's
of course
great.
he does.
Look at that, yeah. In July of that year, Palmerston entered number 10 and had to be forcibly evicted by security staff. He says because he's getting in on his ends, right?
Yeah.
No, he's going to, Larry's going to see him through. You can't just start banding into his house. Shit.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's insane.
it's all going on, man. It's all going on. You need to. They have Larry and Palmerston. They've done some brutal fights. There's been cat scraps, deep scratches. There was talk of other chief mousers. To deal with the mouse problem. Chief Whip Gavin Williamson suggested a new cat could be called Cromwell. It's just endless. It goes on.
Wow.
Man, backstabbing in the mouser department. You hate
Chief
to see
Mouser.
that.
Chief Mouser.
Chief Mouser.
Oh, and more importantly, this is the reason why I really brought it up. The little Jack Russell puppy that is the new number 10 puppy. He is from Wales.
Oh.
Think about that.
Think about that.
Should have been a corgi.
Should have been a corgi.
That does
Should
make
have
more
been a
sense.
corgi. Is that accurate of somewhere?
No.
No.
Actually, it's interesting when you guys go for a British accent. I feel like it's really great. It sort of like swims around between a sort of generalised northern, but with sort of hints of a strange sort of Australian Cockney. And it's just like, it always comes up to me, this sort of like really great, weird mix of everything that you've probably absorbed. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, that is what comes. And I'm sure it's exactly the same for any British person trying to do an American accent. They just start spewing out some curious mix of like Valley Girl meets like West Coast Surfer meets Robert De Niro and Taxi Driver. Some strange, weird hodgepodge.
Or just like flat, completely flat. Like I feel like a lot of people are just do like
Kind of the poshy.
I'm saying like for British people doing American accents, they
yeah.
just do like, "Hello, everybody, I'm from America."
Yeah.
yeah.
Almost like it's like a like if John Wayne was a 20-year-old person from like like Cincinnati.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello, I'm from America.
British people doing American accents tend to overpronounce the R's a little bit. It's like a big.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. Yeah,
That's a thing.
Yeah, like, but that's what makes you American.
Yeah.
American.
American.
I think like actors particularly get really paranoid about the R because most Brits don't have the R, and so it's such a discernible thing. Then they sort of it's like a weird psychological tick. I think it gets overly hit. You almost have to just completely forget about it. Actually, I think, in a weird way. Practice it and then just like throw it away, or something like that. Yeah, definitely. Because in the South, sometimes you don't even hear the R, right?
Yeah, I think we got one closer to y'all's.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Well, sometimes you hear the R in the South, but not.
Yeah,
it's never in a good way. I had to go there. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Not just the South. Listen, I'm from the South, but there are some. There are people who hit the R in the South. I'm just saying on
That's
specific
true.
words.
Specific
word.
Specific word.
Yeah. Man,
dude, have we covered all of our 100 news? I think we have.
We basically have. There's
no other 100 news.
Children's Book Week and Save the Children are both 100 years old. There's a lot of children's stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of boring stuff that happened 100 years ago.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
Found out about that. But, I mean, I will say, we haven't even, obviously we talked about 100 a lot. But, it is, I'm very proud of us, if I do say so myself. Internet, you should be proud of us too. 100 episodes. That was a lot.
It is an absolute lot. What are the things that we've learned over the past 100 episodes? Or what's your favorite thing that we've done? Favorite thing we talked about? Favorite person we met? Yet to be determined.
I don't know. That's a tough one. We've definitely talked to and met some people that I talked about it when Roy Wood Jr. was on the show. Like, I remember listening to that dude on the radio when I was in high school. And so the fact that he was here in your apartment talking to us was insane. That one really freaked me out. Obviously he was a nice dude and he was a good guest, but like more than that was just that, I don't know, somebody that I was a fan of when I was 15 now is in your apartment in New York City. And we were talking to them. And they said, yeah, I'll come to your house and talk to you. That was pretty incredible. I enjoyed that a whole lot.
How?
I always think fondly of our chat with Greg Matloff and Steve Banks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just really richly interested in all that stuff that those guys talk about. Also, it was just a nice vibe.
We should have them back on.
Sitting in their beautiful old brownstone in Bed-Stuy, it was just,
That one was definitely, without a doubt, our most pleasant recording experience.
Oh, yes.
They gave us wine and cheese.
Yep.
We sat at their giant oak table in their incredible, where was that? Fort Greene brownstone. It was awesome.
Bed-Stuy, yeah.
Oh, was it Bed-Stuy?
Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
Bed-Stuy.
That was very nice. That was the most pleasant one, no doubt about it.
For sure.
And the most brain melty.
Yeah.
I was both very relaxed and
just like
on the edge of an aneurysm.
Like what?
What?
It's like stars have consciousness? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
What are you talking about?
What about you, C. Bob?
Numbers.
Got one?
Like numbers have like sacred and spiritual power.
Yes.
No,
think about it.
Easy.
Think about it. No, Peter, we convinced you. We proved it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
The official stance of the fire escape now.
Yeah.
Mine has to be recording in the Explorers Club with Sophie Hollingsworth because we were sitting in a room where Teddy Roosevelt allegedly used to hang out.
There was also a bucket of spears in there.
There was a bucket of spears.
That's worth noting.
I heard
Yep.
from someone at the Explorers Club that sometimes at parties they take those spears and throw them at targets.
Yeah, I've heard something like that.
I heard something along those lines.
Yeah.
But the Explorers Club was rad.
Yes.
And
we saw. The lion, or was there a polar bear?
There was a polar bear
that Teddy Roosevelt killed.
The lion was what Teddy Roosevelt shot.
And then there was also
tiger.
maps. Napoleon's maps.
Yes.
Were in there.
Yep.
Place was a lot. There's a lot.
Wild stuff. If you ever get a chance to go to the Explorers Club, highly recommend it.
Yeah. Agreed.
What's your biggest disappointment that has ever happened?
I mean, I can tell you.
Do it.
Through through fault of no one's in particular. Hal, I guess you weren't on for this episode. I think you were stuck in a lapse in internet somewhere in a cornfield in Des Moines.
I think he was in
Germany.
Yeah, that was probably it.
Yeah.
And me and Coulter had lined up the great writer and comedian Teresa Lee to be on the show at the
Howell was on this episode, but it was just Howell and I talking before I played our chat with Teresa.
Well, yeah. When we went to record the episode,
Yes.
Howell was not there for
yes,
that.
correct.
But what was the Tribeca Film Festival?
Tribeca Film Festival.
So it was like we were going to meet with Teresa Lee, which we were very excited about, at Tribeca Film Festival in like the little VIP lounge thing. It felt very professional. It was like one of the ones I was like, oh, dude, we're like, we look official. Like this looks like we're doing something
We
important.
had guest passes.
Everything. And it was just one absolute blunder after another, and we ended up with about 8 minutes of recorded conversation.
It was 15.
15 minutes of recorded conversation while a DJ was blaring music because we got kicked out of the place we were trying to record. It was just an absolute disaster.
It's my weekend impression.
Yeah. 15 minutes of awkward conversation that went nowhere, and then awkwardly just said, all right, let's just quit. That was rough. That was probably my biggest disappointment for the show, I think. What about you?
Howell?
No disappointments, man. Nothing about you guys disappoints me.
Wow. That's very kind. I have one.
Yes.
It's that Peter went to London
Mm-hmm.
and took a photo in front of Nando's.
True.
And did not eat Nando's.
That's all true.
That's very
that's-
disappointing to me.
I have
That's really shit.
I'm guilty of disappointing. I am sorry about that. I only had 24 hours in London. Literally
Absolutely.
24 hours.
How long does it take to eat Nando's?
Absolutely no big chick energy going on there.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
How
I
long
don't.
does
I
it
don't
take
have
to
big
eat
chicken
Nando's?
energy.
Howell?
What's that?
If you were to estimate how long it takes to eat at Nando's,
You
how
could
long do you
smash
think it
it.
takes?
I mean, you have to sit down and go, you get takeout. I mean, if you actually you mean how long to eat the food they give you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you show up to a Nando's from walking in the door to walking out the door, and you eat there. How long are we looking at?
Oh, I mean, if you can get a table straight away and just be like, just give me some chicken, yeah. You know, they're going to serve you up and you'll be out
Give
the
me
door
some
within
chicken,
half an
yeah.
hour if you want. You know?
Half an hour? Oh, that sounds like less than 24 hours.
I only had 48 of those.
Oh, well. Just
I only
saying.
had 48 of them. So what was I supposed to do? Just use one on Nando's?
Half of one.
No, I only had 48 half
hours.
hours.
Yeah, you use one. That's 47 other half hours to do
That's
however you please.
just, I don't know, man.
And also, that's the most important half hour you can spend.
I guess so.
Think about it.
So I'm the only Firescape member who has deserved disappointment or conjured disappointment.
I'm saying for me, that's my most disappointing thing that has happened in the history of the Firescape.
Wow. All right. Well,
Yeah.
fair enough, I guess.
What's the numerology for the number 24? Oh, boy. I had one more thing
What's the thing?
that I wanted to say.
Tell me. Tell us. Tell the
And
world.
I forgot it. That's the thing.
That's
I was
my.
thinking about
I scratched mine.
Nando's.
That's my biggest disappointment.
Yeah. I was just thinking about Nando's, and then something came to me. I think it was probably British of some sort.
Was it
That's
that
okay.
100 can be seen as practically unlimited number one? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah,
Because that's all I can think about.
yeah. That's basically it. Nando's, baby. How's the play going?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Yep.
I love it. Well, gentlemen, it's been 100 episodes.
Yeah.
100 episodes.
Happy birthday, us.
Happy birthday.
Well,
Happy
let me
birthday.
real quick. How long have we been recording?
We've been
We are-
recording for 49 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, so we've got roughly
50 minutes.
50 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I guess we're done talking, but I might just read like nutritional facts or something off of the cereal box for 50 minutes.
I think that sounds good.
Yeah. We're going to take a really quick break. Probably 10 or 15 seconds of dead air, and then I'll start reading nutritional facts.
I think that's probably
Yeah.
That's probably good. This has been the Fire Escape 100
Centurions!
episodes. Centennial, the unicentennial,
Yeah.
the Uniball Centennial, because I'm looking at this pen right here. Fire Escape, brought to you by Uniball.
Yep, that's true.
They're French. They can't do anything about it.
Huh.
They don't have copyright laws there, I don't think. You can find us at firescapepod@gmail.com for an email. Send us an email. Wish us a happy birthday. If you don't wish us a happy birthday, we're going to desubscribe you to our feed.
Yeah.
Please like and subscribe. I think this is something you're supposed to do for YouTube. If you're not on YouTube, subscribe to us. If you're already subscribed to us, go subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube, on all the social media accounts at Firescape Pod, or if you just search the Fire Escape Podcast on your search bar on the YouTube player, you will find us.
It's true.
And yeah, let us know what you're doing. You can find me at Coulter Levi on all of the social medias.
You can find me, buttermilk_Pete, on the Instagram.
You can find Howell
At a Nando's.
at a Nando's. Is that right, Howell?
Definitely not.
You're not Nandozing?
No, definitely not.
Not cheeky at all.
Why not? Is it not good?
Well, no, Nando's is great. I'm just not going to Nando's. I'm nowhere near a Nando's here in Des Moines as well. But I couldn't tell you where the nearest Nando's is.
There's no Nando's in West Wales?
No, it might be, but I have literally no idea, and I'm not going to do it. No
I thought
Nando's.
West Wales was cheekier than that.
Oh no, West Wales is the spirit of cheeky, but it just doesn't. It lets out its cheeky spirit fully to the Nando's and the rest of the country. So the spirit of Wales lives with big chick energy elsewhere. That's what I'm saying. So if you want the spirit of Wales, go to a Nando's, but you don't need to find it in Wales because it's just overflowing anyway.
That makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening, y'all.
And watching.
And listening too.
Yeah.
You got to listen.
Yeah, but some people are deaf.
Some people
They're going to have
deaf.
to watch.
They probably will.
And read.
Yeah. I never really thought this is going to open up the podcast to a whole different audience.
Dude, we're going to be huge in the deaf world.
Yeah. We should get a sign language person to sign along with us.
I know it. I can do it.
No, you don't.
Oh. I didn't expect you to.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Rule.
Yeah, what's wrong with the beer we got? I mean, the beer we got drank pretty good, don't it?